Hello, everybody. So I already have some nails on. As you can see, this is Ring It In. And I actually put this on yesterday or a couple of days ago. No, it was yesterday because I wanted to enjoy it just on its own. And now I feel like I'm ready. This was the original plan, was to put this is Carving Good Time over it to give it more of a fall Halloween type feel. And so I'm excited. Just from Googling to see how sheer this was, said it was sheer, and yeah, it's very jelly-ish. It might even be a jelly. And I double checked before I started this after opening the set, before I started rolling the camera, that it was sheer. So let's see how this is. I'm super excited. I love to do that. I love to layer, change up a mani. Obviously, you can do this all in one go, but I just wanted to enjoy it. So as it was, I've had Bring It in my stash for a few years now and just haven't gotten to wearing it. So and it's one I think it was one I really wanted, and then, I got it and it's kinda sat there, and wearing it, I think it's a lot prettier on. It definitely caught attention last night. I had a girls' night, for my birthday, a little bit after my birthday. I have a friend who our birthdays are a couple of days apart, and so this is kind of an annual tradition. We pick a restaurant and invite all the ladies. So that has a very subtle that's very pretty. Digging that. It has like a magical I'm excited to see it in different lighting as I wear it here for a few days. And yeah, this is where Color Street gets fun. Like, obviously, they create really fun designs and they're really fun to wear just plain, but then it's really fun I stuck that on there crooked. Let's see if it'll be kind enough to let me peel it. There we go. But it's very fun to layer and create new different things. See, now I still stuck that. I need it closer to my cuticle so I don't have just like the black sticking out. Man, I'm struggling. Let's try to just kind of like bend it to my will, stretch it over there. So yes, I did that with my friends, and the idea was I really recently they re-released Hamilton, not re-released, but the stage recording version that was released during COVID on Disney Plus. I think the original plan was to release that in theaters, but COVID and all that. Anyway, so they released it in theaters for the 10th anniversary of the musical, and I really wanted to go see it. And as we were kind of planning this girls' night, that's when it was, I was seeing all the advertising that it was released. And so I was like, if it works out, we should go see that after. And it's pretty much left theaters. But I convinced a couple of my friends to come back to my house. And we made it through the first act, but then, decided we needed to be more responsible because once you're the mom, you can't just take a nap the next day. That was a Saturday night that we went out and had went out to eat and then came back and did that. So normally, on a Sunday, you'd be like, okay, I'm super tired, but I'm gonna have a nap today. When you have kids, they dictate things and it's a little trickier to squeeze them in. So we were responsible. We didn't want to be dead today. And it was very fun. We talked about lots of Hamilton fun facts and enjoyed it. Such a pretty orange. I think this orange was from last year's DIY kit, and there's also is it I can't remember what it's called now, but there's a purple jelly in there too. Similar glitter, I believe, that I haven't busted out yet. I haven't worn it. So that'll be fun whenever I do get to it. And then up here a little bit. Maybe. And then on my actual birthday, I kept it pretty chill. Just hung out with my family. We went and did a hike, nothing too hard, pretty easy for kids. My husband carried my toddler. It was good to get up in the mountains, the leaves were starting to change. And with a fall birthday, that's pretty traditional that I try to get up in the mountains, either, go to a ski resort and have a picnic or just the mountains and have a picnic, go for a drive, go for a hike. Back before I had kids, I feel like I would go up many times on a few different days, pick a different canyon. I live in Utah, so there's lots of great mountain spots and not far, too far you can get up there. And I'm still learning where we've only been in this area for about 4 years. I grew up in a different area about an hour from here, and so all my favorite spots that I know and, know right where to go and, traditional love, they're a little further away, so I'm still learning what the fun places to go up here are, and there's some good ones. We went hiking, my sister and I this week. The big kids were at school, and it was just us with our toddlers. And we found one, the trailhead is like a city park almost. It's got a pavilion and a grassy area, bathrooms and a playground, super nice, and then really nice trails up into the mountains. We didn't make it super far because my toddler's getting heavy. So sad. Last year he didn't weigh quite as much and it was a little easier to haul him. And he's not quite like he's walking, but he's not. He's like, I want to stop and play in the dirt. I'm just gonna sit here for a while, like he's not really ready to do it on his own. Now this is gonna be on the small side for my nail, but with Ring It In is one of the older glitters, and it was pretty accommodating. It just let me kind of stretch it a little bit and make it work. So I'm hoping that'll work here too. Yeah, I think it did. Certain sets are more accommodating of that. Sorry, I keep bumping you. Um, things with glitter generally. Ring It In. I know normally you would see that first stage and see kind of what it is like. It is a little bit sheer, especially where the gold is. So if you put something under, it would definitely change the tone of it a little bit. It's not super sheer. I've seen some people do some fun things with it. And this was inspired. I saw someone posted a mani they did. Let's see, they started with the orange as the base, and then they had and I'm not sure which set it was. I should have remembered, but it's a sheer darker set. It's not from this year's Halloween because it's like an ombre, and they layered it over top, and it was stunning. I do not have, for sure, not the top set, and maybe not the orange either, but I have other oranges right in my collection. So I improvised, and we're doing it the other way, starting with the dark on the bottom and then the orange on top. The ombre is definitely subtle, at least in this lighting that I'm getting here. Been trying to plan out. I'm not a big Halloween person. Like it's fine, and it's super. My kids have so much fun. I think that makes it a lot of fun. I'm not like a huge, and so I've been trying to find fun things. I'm starting to get ideas for things I want to do with my nails. For instance, this. Nothing too crazy, but I mean it's orange, so definitely can work for Halloween. Oh, and then after our hike on my birthday, I forgot to finish. We went to a breakfast restaurant, one of those that has some sandwiches and stuff, but nothing, like a little bit of lunch, but their primary thing is breakfast, and then they close at 2 or 3 in the afternoon. It was super good. I tried to order so in Utah, a scone is fry bread, but we call it scones. I had arguments with my friends. I had some friends from Washington State who are like, that is not a scone. Scone is something very different. I'm like, whatever. I now know I'm wrong. We call it a scone here in Utah, but it's fry bread. Anyway, so I wanted to get, what was it? I don't know, it was something Nutella. It was a scone, but it had like Nutella and cream cheese, something and berries and whipped cream and, as a dessert. Basically, I wanted to, have our meal and then order that, and my husband ordered just a Utah scone, and that's usually served with honey or cinnamon butter, honey butter, that kind of vibe. This one, they served it with cinnamon butter. Super good, but it came like as an appetizer. And so I was kind of sugared out after, and it's not, I mean, it didn't have, I don't know, it just made me feel sugared out. It wasn't super like, it was just cinnamon butter on there. Oh, what am I doing? Why did I round that? Okay. Too much talking and not enough thinking. We're gonna switch to doing this side. This is the one I need to cut flat, not round. For that kind of a square thumb. Anyway, so I felt very sugared out. We ordered the Nutella one to go, and I shouldn't have because it was still okay. I reheated it at home because I thought I'd eat it when I got home, and I was like, no, I'm pretty full and sugared out. And then by the time evening came, I was like, I don't even want my birthday cake. So I didn't have birthday cake on my birthday. But it was okay because we had some friends over for dinner the next night and we ate it then and they sang happy birthday to me. Just totally unnecessary, but when we were riding in the car from having breakfast on my actual birthday, my husband got the kids. He's like, "We're gonna practice singing happy birthday." And so he just had them for like 5 or so minutes, last little bit of our drive, just over and over again singing happy birthday to me. It was pretty cute. And so when they actually sang to me, when we had our friends over, they actually sang. So that was exciting. Just finishing up here. So I do want to say thank you for tuning in and watching my nail video. If you haven't yet, please subscribe and like and all that good stuff. Last one on there. Yeah, I'm not a stylist, just someone who's very hooked on Color Street, and I spend a lot of time just thinking about it, planning manis and all that stuff. So I was encouraged by a nail friend to start this channel. Now here we are. I never thought I'd be making YouTube videos, but here we are. Hopefully you get some fun ideas. It's been a fun creative outlet making videos, and I've definitely learned a lot of things, some things about technology and things about nails too, because I've had some of the comments will give me good tips of things to try. So it's been great. Everyone kind of does their nails a little bit different. Has their own different way of what works well for them. For me, it was this rubber cuticle pusher. It was just like a game changer. I mean, that was one of like the first tools because otherwise it was hard to get them smooth. Ooh, these are magical. Okay, let's move this out of the way. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.